Yo, what's going on, you guys? Pony Montana bringing you guys the best way that I could kind of explain like base defenses to you guys. By base defense, I mean something you can come out in at the start of the game without blitzing, without sending any crazy type of pressure, or without committing yourself to the run or the pass. And what I like to do is cover 2, cover 3, or cover 4. I pretty much don't touch man coverage this year because there's so many, like somebody could run a simple drag route and end up beating you on a man coverage route. Or if you sit there and user anything with your middle linebacker who's supposed to be guarding the running back, that running back could come out and break out and kill you on a 2-yard pass that breaks out for a 40-yard pass because juke moves and stuff like that are so OP this year. Now, what I like to do personally is come out in cover 3, cover 2, cover 4, the basic stuff. Or cover 6, cover 3, or cover 9. Like just stuff that like you won't get beat deep, and it'll kind of confuse your opponent on what you like to do, especially if you're coming out in like cover 6 and cover 9, because they look at a lot of people look at the safeties to get a feel of what they're doing. They see if there's pressure coming in, then they look at the safeties to see where they went, and they'll know if it's a cover 2 or cover 3 or cover 4. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how I run everything for a base setup, and I'm going to start with cover 2. Cover 2, it's a simple thing. Everybody does it. We're gonna base a line as always, and we're gonna put one of our middle linebackers in a deep blue. Now, some formations don't have they don't have 2 middle linebackers, but you're gonna want if you're running cover 2, you're gonna want 2 people. You're gonna want somebody in the middle of the field that can run a deep blue. Because the outside linebackers can't go to deep blues. They can only go to seam flats, and seam flats. That's it. That's all your linebackers can do. Your middle linebackers, they can both go to deep blues, and you want somebody to be able to do that. Now you can sit there and put your outside linebackers in yellows, and this is pretty much like a great passing defense. You know what I'm saying? And then if you want to commit to the run, blitz them down, and then shoot the gap with your middle linebacker. If you feel like there's a strong side, put one of the sides in whatever you want. You can man them up and then keep the other side blitzing. But remember, your user is pretty much going to determine how good you are in Madden. Like user is everything. I know that there's a lot of fluke in Madden and stuff like that, but your user really does make a difference on everything that you do. And remember, don't hold triangle before the ball is in the air, or you will not get interceptions. It just won't happen. But let's switch over to a cover 3. That is how I defend in cover 2. These are base defenses, so that you guys can get comfortable with what your opponent is running without getting burned deep for any huge plays. Now we're gonna come out in cover 3. We're gonna come out in a random play on offense, and we're gonna come out in cover 3. Cover 3, we're just going to base a line. And the way that I never get beat, remember, always bring your safeties down. Always bring your safeties down. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're doing. You want to always bring your safeties down. I always bring my safeties down. It's just how I play, and I feel like I'm pretty good at the game. But all I do in cover 3 to get a feel for my opponent is put my guys in a deep half. That's literally it. For cover 3, you bring your safeties down and then put your guys in deep half, so that there's no way that they can beat them deep. Even if they're running like the cover 4 beaters, cover 3 beaters, cover whatever beaters, they will not kill you deep on this play. And if you have a fast linebacker, this linebacker will be able to get out here before, like he won't be getting deep. They'll have to dink and dunk you all the way up the field, and some people just aren't as patient enough to do that. Some of the pro players will keep on doing that all the way up the field, but like if you're facing like your average Madden player will not be able to do that. So this is pretty much it for cover 3. Oh, another thing that I like to do is put this middle linebacker in a mid read. By him being in a mid read, he covers that whole area. If he has 91 zone, the area literally stretches out like probably around there. And sometimes they even follow like post routes and stuff like that, which is really, really glitchy. And that leaves your user pretty much makes it a symmetrical form, and your user pretty much is able to do whatever he wants. Like you can run around and do whatever you want with just your user. Anyways, this is how we do it in cover 4. Let's switch up and we're gonna go to that's how we do it in cover 3. Let's switch up and show you how to do it in cover 4. I would personally come out in cover 4 drop show 2. It's very, very glitchy, and for some reason it's so good against the run this year. Remember, anything that I explain in 3-4 odd, you can implement these in every other formation. Nickel, 3-3-5 odd, 3-3-5, 3-3-5 wide, 2-3-6, 1-4-6. It doesn't matter what you're coming out in. You can implement everything that I show you in this ebook to other formations, and it will pretty much work all in the same. Now, I was talking about coming out in cover 4. We're going to come out in a random play here. Cover 4, base align as always. Bring these safeties down and in. You want to bring them down and in because it helps a lot with run coverage. Put this guy in a mid read like I did before, and your user is guarding anything. Depending on the formation, I like to press. And then move whichever cornerbacks are pressed up. Even if my guy has 94 speed, even if you're on Mutt and you have a Rondé Barber with like 93 speed, I still move this guy up. It's just precautionary because a lot of the times when you base align and press, you can get beat over the top by just a simple streak, even if the guy has 4 or 5 less speed than the guy that you're pressing. For some reason, like they'll get behind him, and it's weird. But as always, move your safeties in, down and in into the box. So now the box is completely smothered, and I like to go in hard flats. If I press, I go in hard flats. If not, I leave them in clouds. And they'll have to keep on, like, dink and dunking you the whole time. Dink and dunking you, dink and dunk you. Now, the only problem with coming out in cover 4 and not cover 3 is you're not sending pressure. So there are cover 4 beaters almost in every formation in the game. So if somebody knows for a fact that you're coming out in cover 4, they can bomb you deep quick. Especially in Mutt when you got 94 Randy Moss who can literally destroy any play that you're throwing to on, like that Randy Moss has 94 speed, and that's faster than I think any cornerback that's in the game and any safety. So you throw it deep to a Randy Moss, it's GG. Like they're gonna score a touchdown. That's why I've been sticking with the cover 3 a lot more, and you kind of get used to that. But cover 4 is still a great run stuffer. You can pretty much do whatever you want out of this. Now the last 2 formations, they're pretty much the same thing, so I'm only gonna go over one of them. It's gonna be cover 6. Now, what I like to do in cover 6, I'm gonna actually pick the play on the other side for this. What I like to do in cover 6, let's go in bunch formation. What I like to do in cover 6 and stuff like that is I want the single receiver to be matched up with the cloud, because the single receiver is the only one who's always going on a curl on the C route, and this cloud flat will destroy that. Like they will not be able to run a C route on a cloud flat. Your guy will pick it off. It doesn't matter if he has 91 zone or 10 zone. It does not matter. This cloud flat right here will pick it off. And if this is just a simple, it's just a simple defense. You can also put this guy in a mid read as always, so you can sit there and guard flat routes if they're trying to hit you with one, and you have your guys on the outside. You can put this linebacker in whatever you want. You can keep him blitzing just for extra run support and stuff like that. But this is a good way to not get, like, it confuses your opponent because they have to make a read on what their safeties are doing, and one safety is playing a cover 2 and the other safety is playing a cover 4. So it's really, really confusing. It's the same thing with cover 9 and cover 6. The other cover 6, I forgot what it's called. It's like flipped, but it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, this is pretty much these are just really good base defenses to not get destroyed deep or get killed on the run. Remember, when you're stuffing the run, man, you got to back up a little bit, and as soon as they call hike, just run down a little bit. You run down and you try to shoot a gap, and that's how you contain runs and stuff like that. But these are pretty much really good defenses to never get destroyed on deep patterns and stuff like that. And these aren't even, like, you don't even have to come out in these at the start of the game. Like, you can run these throughout the whole game, and people will have to sit there and dink and dunk, and they won't be able to beat you deep the whole time. Now, as always, Madden is fluky, and there's going to be a lot of plays where, you know, he breaks a tackle and then maybe gets a 30-yard down, a 30-yard pop down the field and stuff like that. But it won't happen as often as you may think. You guys, that is me covering base defenses for you guys. As always, have a good day.